Hi, I'm Big John with BackStage360, sitting here with Kathryn the Grape, and that's your character in your children's books, and on top of that, you're a singer-songwriter. So Kathryn the Grape is actually you, though.
It is. It is. When I was about 11 years old, my softball coach nicknamed me Kathryn the Grape because I wore purple all the time. He was giving everybody nicknames, and so he made them rhyme, and it was probably a way for him to remember all the girls' names. It was a term of endearment, I guess, but as a fun play on Kathryn the Great. And so he was the only one who ever called me Kathryn the Grape. Okay. And then a number of years ago, my mom actually had the idea that she wanted to write a children's book, actually, and wanted the character to be named Kathryn the Grape. And so I was like, oh my gosh, let's do it. So I injected myself into her idea, and
kind of took
and then
over.
I took over. She'll say that. No, she does say that. But I truly believe that my mom was the one who was supposed to be, to receive the idea of it, and then I was the one who was meant to bring it to life. So a number of years later, after that idea came to her, I started writing stories. And so now through Kathryn the Grape, I have 4 books out right now. We're about to release 3 more this year, and a music CD. And so it's all about illustrated me, and a bunch of kids, real kids, are in my series. So the characters are real children, and I share stories that are important life lessons, but simplified to be accessible for people of all ages. So
perfect, and that's, you use that message and that idea to parlay into Kathryn Cloward, which is your performing character, right?
Yeah, well, me. It is me.
It's your performing character.
But truly, I didn't have the confidence. I wanted my whole life to write songs and share them with others.
Yeah,
since I was a little girl.
You said something last night at the show that you would set your Barbie dolls up on your bed and grab your hairbrush.
Yes. Well, I didn't get to play with Barbie dolls. My mom did not think the Barbie dolls were realistic for girls to play with. So she was all woman's lib on me right away. So I had real life looking dolls, but or my stuffed animals, but I would lay them out, and I would just sing to them, and I would make up all these songs. But I would do that in the privacy of my own realm.
Of course.
And then different times throughout my life, I pursued this dream, but I really didn't have, I don't think I had anybody going, go for it, and I wasn't doing it myself. I was scared. It was so big for me, this desire. And it wasn't until my life really took on this massive crumbling. I had to kind of take a sledgehammer to my whole life to really sift through the pieces of who I wanted to take forward. And it was in that growing and changing and evolving me that I brought Kathryn the Grape to life. And it was only through bringing her to life that I realized I want to do a Kathryn Cloward album. So the first album I ever did for Kathryn Cloward, my own songs, was really just all about doing it for me. It was that little girl who wanted to have a CD with my name on it. And then my dream has just grown and expanded.
And it just kept progressing from there on. And you've been on the scene for less than 2 years?
Yes.
And you've already got 6 albums out? Is that?
Well, I released 2 albums at once.
Right, yeah. That was your premiere was 2 back-to-back albums, 2 full-length albums. Yeah. Not EPs, full-length albums she comes out with. It's amazing.
Well, and it wasn't like I was trying to be an overachiever or anything. It's just, we've been working on the Free to Fly album for a while, for a few years, and then there was this kind of pregnant pause in production for a little while over the summer. And that summer, I went through all these personal life changes, and then I just picked up my guitar one day and started writing this other song. And then in a matter of a few months, a whole nother collection of songs came out. And I had no real intention at the time to do 2 albums, but it just kind of kept coming to me let's do them together. And so I worked with a different producer on that. And it felt very important for me to put out this Soft Place to Fall album because those were all songs that I wrote myself. And I feel that for me, I needed to gain that confidence in myself that I could write the music, that I could write the lyrics, that I could write the melody. For me, I needed that for me. And I write very simple songs. I mean, I write, the chords of my songs are 3, 4, 5 chords.
It's not the chords. You're a story writer, singer-songwriter. So all of your songs have a meaning. They have a reality behind them. They come from the heart, they come from the head, and you put them on paper. And that's the beauty of being a songwriter, is it doesn't matter the chord progressions. It's how you use the chords to sing to tell your story. And you do it wonderfully.
Thank you.
And now you have the 2 albums already out, and you have 2 more in the works, right?
I do. So
Okay,
we just
so-
released a Kathryn the Grape album with
Okay.
all original songs as well. But the next 2 albums, the songs just started once I opened up that it became the conduit to receive the songs. The songs just kept coming to me, and so I got back in the studio and I narrowed down to the songs that I wanted to share. And so the next albums that are coming out in May are my Ripple Love album, and then also my Secret Keeper album. And why I'm doing it that way is I just feel like I want it out. I want those stories out into the world, and I trust that the universe, that God will take them where they're meant to go. But I had to write these songs as I was writing all these love songs and consciousness songs and about our choices to be honest and loving and compassion. I was at the same time going through a deep healing of my life, of some real hard relationships I had been in, and healing some childhood wounds. And all these songs came at the same time. So I didn't know how to really I feel that it's important to share those at the same time, because I'm like a lot of other people. I'm a woman who's passionate and I love and I want to do good in the world. And
It's like your form of blogging.
It is. And my attention span works great with songwriting, because I can have a song live in me for, it comes to me and then it lives in me, whether it's for an hour it takes me to write that song or 5 days. And it just works in me. And then it's done.
It's like part of your psyche, becomes you for that moment.
Yes.
Yeah, and
that's
it's
exactly
always
what happens.
it's kind of like an ADD. I've done that with I used to write songs, and I've had that mentality where I've sometimes written songs back to back to back, because as soon as you drop one, it's like, ooh, here's another one.
Yeah.
And you carry that through however long it takes. And
Yeah.
And you've got I still can't believe you got 4 albums plus. So you have 2 more in the works, plus your Kathryn the Grape album is out.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of books already out. Was it 3?
No, I'm sorry, 4 books.
4 books.
Yeah.
And I did a scan of your website. You have a package for all of them, including the CD, for sale right now on your website.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. That's a great deal. I'm running out of places to go, but you've got so much that you're doing. You're constantly moving. And I noticed at your show last night, you were nonstop. And you were so you did all originals except for one track where you put your guitar down.
I did.
And owned that stage. My God, that was incredible. You just
awesome.
Bounced around, and I tell you, I was sitting next to one of our other staff writers, and she's like, you look the most comfortable when you put that guitar down and just let Kathryn go.
Aw, that makes me feel good. And that was an important thing to do, because I think it's a great, of course I love playing my guitar, and I'm developing as a guitar player, but there is a safety to stand behind the microphone and the guitar. And but even for me to put it down and be like, okay, I want to be like that young little girl in my room where I was like, and so I was like, I'm gonna let her out. That's why we're like untethered. I'm untethered tonight, and it was fun, and I needed to experience that. And some of the people who were in the audience, they're like, Kathryn, we needed to receive that. Like, we needed to, that was so courageous. And to see you that way, they want to be that way with whatever it is that they're passionate about.
We could tell. I could tell easily you're an absolute inspiration for everybody that was in that audience, because they were there for you, and that's what it seemed like. You generate so much power and so many ideas. And there was a little cute thing that you did. We talked about it a bit off camera. You had everybody who knew you wearing a purple chem light.
Yeah.
Around their neck, just to kind of symbolize, I know Kathryn the Grape.
Yeah. Well, I want people, when they, as much as we can, for it to be an experience. And playing at the Belly Up, headlining at the Belly Up is a big deal.
Yeah.
Huge for my career, but just huge for what I really desired to manifest for the next stage of my life. And I love for people to have an experience. And so I was like, let's do the glow sticks again, So, and I didn't even know if that was approved or not through that. I'm sure. But anyways, so it was just fun.
Mine's still lit up in my car. It's actually, I looked at it before we started talking. It's still glowing. So, if the weather was approved or not, it was a good touch. It was beautiful. It was nice. Who cares? Okay. Who cares? Steve, Steve, don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. So what's next? Other than the 2 albums out in May, you have any more shows coming up?
We've got a few shows coming up, playing at some local venues, but we're really in 2017. I have my heart set on getting out and about and getting. I would love, just put it out there, I would love to actually open for an act, a touring act, and be able to spread my messages that way. But I just trust if I just keep moving down the path and sharing songs that matter. If they like the songs that I write, I've lived, and what I'm finding is that other people have lived those songs too, whether it's heartache or being a parent or just life experiences of losing a parent.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the songs I have coming up that I wrote right after my dad died, and about being there in the hospital with him, and we recorded it, and all the musicians who played on that song all had a story to tell about their own life, about how this song was affecting them as they brought it to life. And that was just incredible to me. So this gift that was like through grieving and the loss of my dad, that just in the studio it impacted these musicians. I can't imagine how it's going to be received into the world, other than that we can.
And you're just going to keep going from there.
I'm just going to keep going.
Look at you, you're glowing. You're having so much fun on this ride, aren't you?
I am. And I think that's the thing about passion. I've wanted to do this since I was young, and it took me a long time to get here, or to do it, for me to have the courage. And I think that's what holds a lot of people back. Is it's not the outside influences. It's what we think about ourselves. And I didn't trust my gifting. I didn't trust my unique. I didn't trust all of that until the last few years of my life. And then I was like, I'm going for it, and I'm just having the best time. And yeah, I have plenty of challenges. I've had plenty of hardships, but I glean wisdom out of those, and then I keep moving forward, and then I live more life. And
well, the Kathryn Cloward train is moving forward at full pace, as you said earlier. Thank you so much for coming down and taking the time to sit with us and chat with us here for Backstage 360. I'm Big John with Kathryn Cloward, and that was fun.
Cool. Thank you.